What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. It is coming down to the tail end of the week, so we are trucking on in towards Friday, and there was something different in the sky tonight. As I was looking at the moon over Empires and Puzzles land, I saw a streak of something coming from outer space, and I looked in the portal, and then I opened it up, and then there were these guys. And apparently they're astral demons. And I've never, ever heard of an astral demon. So we're going to find out what the heck these guys are, whether they're any good, what they do. Are they going to break the game? So many questions running through my head right now. I don't even know where to start. But I believe they are now the third family of heroes, in inverted commas, to be released into the astral summon. So we've now got the astral dwarves. They started off with the astral elves, and now we've got the astral demons. So interesting that, because I think that's the first time that's been done, I want to say, except with some of the maybe the really old portals like the Ninja Tower, for example, and the Magic Tower, where they come out with new families in the same portal. So without any further ado, let us jump right in. Let us start with Mr. I think he smacks of the magic carpet. He's flying around on some kind of scroll, and his name is Paimon. Sounds like a Pokemon. So he is the first of our astral demons. So we have a brand new family. Let's take a look at what they do. They get a bonus from 1 or 2 heroes, and this character gains 3 or 6% mana when taking special skill damage. This effect can activate once per turn. Okay, so he's going to gain a certain amount of mana when he gets hit with a special skill. Then there's a 50 or 70% chance to cleanse a random cleansable status element from this character when they receive special skill damage. Okay, I mean, it's not broken by any means. It's really far from broken, actually. I mean, just bear with me, guys. Sorry. Let's have a look at an astral dwarf. Family bonus, up to 50% chance to dispel a random status effect buff, and 75 or 100% chance to resist mana reduction. So it's guaranteed mana reduction, resistance, and mana status elements for 2 family members. I mean, and it's an empowered resistance, so any resistance gives him 5% mana. I feel like that's a lot stronger. Like, that's got to be a lot stronger. I'm just trying to scroll through until I find an astral elf. Right. Family bonus for the astral elves. So we've got 50 or 70% chance to dispel a random dispellable status effect buff from an enemy who deals special skill damage. Okay. Right. So now that we're on the same page with that, this is better than the astral elves, because, you know, there is a percentage of them gaining mana when they take special skill damage, but at the same time, it's far worse than the astral dwarves. So that's where I'm sitting on the family bonus for them so far. Passives. So there's 2 passives: immune to status elements negative stacks that affect mana generation, applies to status elements that block mana or steal mana. Okay, so they kind of get the third bit. Pardon me. Damn. So they get the third bit, which is what the family bonus of the astral dwarves would get, but they get it kind of as a passive. And then I can see that they've got this perfect accuracy as a passive as well. But again, that's kind of a problem. And I'm sorry for doing this, guys, but it's a massive problem, because these astral dwarves not only get the resistance against the mana, they get the dispel of a buff, but they also get 3 kind of unique passives, and they have the superior resistance against minions. So they resist any damage and effects from mega minions. I'm not seeing any of that here. And I've just double checked. This is a 5-star hero. So far, we're not doing very good in terms of what the hero comes with as standard. Now let's take a look under the hood. Attack up on the ether talent. Okay, so he gets some increase on his attack. Team power is obviously going to be pretty much through the roof. So 1248 on the team power, which is where we expect it to be, going up by 1 point every time they release a hero. Now, the special skill is called Blinding Injustice, and he dispels buffs from the target and nearby enemies. He then deals 440% damage to the target and minor damage to the nearby. I thought that was going to be 440 to the 3. at average speed. Maybe I'm thinking too much for these guys. The target and nearby get negative 50% accuracy for 4 turns, and the target and nearby deal 450 damage to a random ally if they miss their special skill during 4 turns. Now, one thing I will say is I like interesting special skills where they're doing something, they're trying to think outside of the box. And you can immediately see that with this special. The cool bits about it is a priority dispel for buffs from the target nearby. That's always going to be useful. So you know that you're going to find a place for this guy on 99.9% of your teams. He will fit nicely. He's going to deal a decent enough amount of damage without being completely OP, which is fine by me. 440% damage to the target, and then it's going to be 220 to the nearby. It's still a pretty humongous hit to the target and relatively good to the nearby, but then he's giving the negative accuracy, and it's 50% accuracy for 4 turns, which is a good amount of time. So there's a 1 in 2 chance they're going to miss. And then if they do miss, then the target nearby deal 450 damage to a random ally. So it's not just the target. So it's not just the person that casts the special, it's the nearby allies as well. It sounds like that are going to deal 450 damage to a random one of their allies if they miss their special skill during the next 4 turns. So you either better have a cleanse ready immediately, or you just don't bother, because that's quite a bit of damage that's going to be dished out. And I like it. It's not completely overpowered. It's interesting. It's fun. It's going to be cool to play with on attack. It's going to be frustrating when you come up against it on defense, but not insurmountable, not completely insurmountable. This is the kind of balance that I'm looking for from heroes, to be honest. Like, I really like it. I'm going to give this guy a solid S. He's fantastic without being overstated. So humongous congrats. I do like him. The first one of our Astral Demons has kind of impressed. So yeah, there we go. I'll give him his dues. So yeah, congrats if you do manage to get your hands on this guy. I think he's awesome. Now let's move on. So we have, what the heck? How do you even say that? Xshahr? Xshahr. I think we should just, like, the X has got to be silent, doesn't it? So Xshahr. Shit. Just reminded me. Never mind. Okay. Xshahr. Okay, so Xshahr is our newest, our second new Astral Demon. Actually do kind of like the art on this one, and maybe a slight bit more. I think it's, I think it's better. I don't think it's as good as the Astral Dwarves, though. Again, maybe I'm being biased, but these guys just look incredible. Every single, look at that, right? Like, the art on the Astral Dwarves, whoever was doing these guys' art, just bring them back, because they're nearly there, but not quite. Okay, anyways, so we have a nature hero, gonna be, I'm assuming, the same family bonus yet. So the 3 or 6% mana when taking special skill damage, and then 50 or 70% chance to cleanse a random cleansable ailment from the character. And again, it's only from the character. The dispel that the Astral Dwarves get is for the entire team. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's for the entire team. We just, sorry guys. Yeah, so from all enemies, a dispel a status effect from all enemies. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, same passive, so immunity to negative stacks that affect mana generation. Sorry guys. And perfect accuracy. All right. Yeah, I missed out on the other one, the perfect accuracy. So for this guy, the fact that he never misses is awesome as well. Anyways, let's move on. Stats-wise, we are looking good, looking really heavy on the attack, which is awesome. And again, the attack up on the Ether talent, which is also awesome. And then the special skill is called the Lance of Torment. So she's going to deal 600, it's definitely he. He's going to deal 610% damage to the target. At fast speed, that's a lot of damage. Boost the caster's health by 40% of that damage. And then the target's going to receive resonance for 3 turns. So resonance is going to deal 398 damage each turn. and deals additional damage that reverberates to 3 random enemies. That's weird. Let's click on the question mark. Damage can't reverberate on the same target twice in a row. Okay, so it's not like extra hits where they can hit the same target, and reverberating damage is reduced on each hit. So it's kind of like a chain attack, except that it won't work where it'll just hit the same enemy, or if somebody's got taunt, it'll just continue hitting because it can't go to the same enemy. So the target gets resonance. It deals 398 damage each turn, and then additional damage reverberates, gosh, too much, to 3 random enemies. Okay, so there is some extra damage coming out of that, but if you don't have more than 2 enemies on the board, I believe it's not going to trigger that often. Interesting. Deals 190% damage to a random enemy. So this is on top of what's already happening at the end of each turn for as long as the caster had boosted health. This effect can't be dispelled. Wow. Okay. So it's like that fire guy from season 3. Is the season 3 portal open at the moment? Definitely not. Balder, like the new costume Balder. So that is the kind of effect that we're seeing going on with this one, except that we've got a fast speed hero doing a massive snipe on top of that. But then the health boost thing is the same. So as long as he's got boosted health, he's going to be dealing 190% damage to a random enemy. And then the resonance is kind of just going to last for the 3 turns on top of that as well. It's cool. It's cool. It's a really strong sniper. I don't see anything completely OP about it, but I do think it's going to be an awesome sniper. The fact that he never misses is also really strong. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing not to like, is there? I do think the other one's a bit better, but I still like the fact that they're trying to be interesting, creative, different, evolve these heroes, like make them just more fun to play around with and to think, okay, how can I make the best use of that effect that's coming out of the hero? So yeah, I think he's good. He's going to deal a boatload of damage, that's for sure. And one nice thing about him as being a sniper that never misses is everything else that's based off of his effect is going to be easy to trigger. Like on its own, it's going to just do its own thing. You don't need to worry about it, but you can get around certain buffs like counterattacks and things like that by firing a specific enemy, and then he still is going to do the extra 190% damage to a random enemy. He still is going to fire off that resonance on the target, and that's going to deal damage to other heroes as well. So there's some, like it says, reverberating damage coming out of the snipe as well. Yeah, it's cool. It's not incredible, like he's not going to break the game, but it's still cool. And now we have a 4-star and a 3-star as well. So I'm absolutely stoked about that, obviously. So Mael, gosh, Mael is our 4-star. He is of the rogue class. He does get the same passives and the same family bonus. So we won't go over all of that all over again. We'll just have a look at his special because obviously he's a 4-star. We want to know whether he's going to be playable or not in tournaments, in challenge events, that sort of thing. So Sparking Star Slash, running at fast speed, deals 285% damage to the target and then has a 60% chance for additional hits. Oh God, here we go. Oh God, 60% chance for additional hits up to 3 times, dealing minor damage. Hit enemies then receive resonance. There it is again. For 3 turns, it deals 197 damage each turn and additional damage that reverberates to 3 random enemies. I don't like any of these heroes that do random hits. Like every single time I've seen them leveled and used, they don't work very well. So I would take this one with a pinch of salt, if at all. I was thinking of Rockamush from the Underwild. Maxed him, absolutely regretted it because he just doesn't. On defense, yeah, they fire off 100% of the time, but when you're attacking with them, the randomness is really frustrating. You've got heroes like Miss Sandra that do the same kind of thing. It's just really random. It doesn't work very well. So yeah, I'm not holding out huge hopes for this guy, unfortunately. Let's look at our 3-star there. that's a bit disappointing. So Agharoth, same family bonuses, same passives as well. Don't know if these are going to be any stronger at the 3-star level, but to be fair, they're not broken in any way. I do like the perfect accuracy, but like not crazy. I like the way he looks as well. Like in terms of the art that we were just talking about, like this guy's, got something. Definitely has a little something extra that's kind of lacking on some of the others. Maybe not that guy. Anyways, let's have a look at what he does. Astral provocation, very slow. All right. So if you're very slow, you better be doing something pretty awesome. So the caster gets taunt that prevents enemies from using special skills on the caster's allies for 6 turns. That's a long taunt. I don't know how long Shrub Bears is. I think it's 4. I could double check that, but I'm not going to. All enemies get negative 24% attack for 6 turns. All enemies get negative 24% defense for 6 turns, and all enemies get negative 24% mana generation for 6 turns. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it. Like, it's not that good. He should be doing damage as well at very slow speed, because I mean, you've got like Treevil basically, but instead of doing damage and giving negative attack, defense, and mana generation, he's giving taunt, and then negative attack, defense, and mana generation. Let me just compare the two. So he's 838 on his team power. We have to scroll down somewhere. We should have Treevil somewhere. Right, there he is. 748, but he's second limit broken. Okay, so we're lacking a bit in terms of the power. I didn't realize the power creep was that far adrift. But 280% damage to all enemies. He's very slow. Negative 34% attack for 6 turns, negative 34% defense for 6 turns, and negative 34% mana generation for 6 turns. Which one would you rather have? Man, I'm going Treevil. And plus he gets the damage reduction as well, but he gets bigger percentages on the negative attack, the negative defense, and on the negative mana generation. He lacks about 70 points in terms of the team power, so there's not much that you can do about that, unfortunately. But otherwise, this guy is not... Yeah, and the taunt, it's not like there are no dispellers at the 3-star level. They're a bit more rare, and you will need them, but you can dispel with tiles as well, with the Toons heroes and stuff like that. I'm not seeing it for this dude, honestly. So yeah, unfortunate for the 3 and the 4-star in here. So actually it's weird, because in summary, I'm not as sold as I am on a lot of the other portals. Like, this guy is not good. He's not good. He's okay. Like, he's a sniper with that resonance effect, which I think is going to be pretty okay. But not ridiculous, depending on what level you're playing at. And then this guy is pretty awesome. So yeah, out of all of them, I like this one the most. But again, at the same time, I feel like there are other heroes that do potentially more at faster speeds. Like Regen is one that comes to mind. I mean, he does have a limitation in terms of his damage, but this guy's certain 440% to the target and then the minor to the nearby. So Regen is going to be hitting 3 equally. He's going to be giving out burn damage, which you could equate to the extra damage that comes out of the negative accuracy thing, and he's going to be doing the priority dispel at the same time. So yeah, I'm not like completely over the moon, pun intended. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about these new Astral Demons. Do drop us a comment. Don't forget to like the video, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, share it with your mother, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Bye for now.